Hello, everyone, and welcome to our podcast, Social Penetration Theory and Celebrity Couples. Today, I'm joined by Cassidy and Umayma. They'll be providing some great insights into this theory and explaining how it applies to the world around us today, and specifically amongst celebrity relationships. Have you ever wondered why we're so fascinated by celebrity couples? It seems like every tabloid and gossip site is filled with stories about who's dating who and who's breaking up. But behind all the glamour, there's a lot more going on. In this podcast, we're going to take a closer look at the world of celebrity relationships and how the media impacts them. We'll talk about the pressure that celebrities face to maintain their image and how that can affect their personal lives. But we're not just going to only talk about the problems, we'll mention some solutions too. We'll introduce social penetration theory, or SPT, which helps us better understand how relationships develop over time. Then we'll apply this theory to celebrity relationships and see what insights we can uncover. We'll look at real life examples and analyze how things like public appearances and social media play into the mix as well. By the end of this podcast, you should have a better understanding of why people are so obsessed with celebrity couples and what they can teach us about our own relationships. Social penetration theory, or SPT, was developed by Irwin Altman and Thomas Taylor in the 1970s. It offers a framework for understanding the dynamics of interpersonal relationships, and at its core, the theory focuses on the gradual process of which individuals disclose personal information to one another, leading to the development, maintenance, and potential failure of social bonds down the road. The theory says that relationships progress from superficial levels of communication to deeper, more intimate levels over time. This progression is often compared to peeling back the layers of an onion, with each layer representing a new level of disclosure and understanding between those said individuals. The concept of self disclosure is extremely significant to SPT. Self disclosure refers to the voluntary sharing of personal information about oneself with another individual. This information can range from random details about one's daily life to even deeper things, thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. According to SPT, self disclosure plays a crucial role in building trust, intimacy, and relational satisfaction between individuals. Reciprocity is another key aspect of social penetration theory. Reciprocity refers to the tendency for individuals to match the level of self disclosure exhibited by their communication partner. In other words, when one person reveals personal information, the other person is likely to reciprocate by sharing information of similar depth. Social penetration theory states that relationships progress through several stages as individuals in increasingly deeper levels of self disclosure and reciprocity. These stages include orientation, exploratory effective exchange, and stable exchange. In the orientation stage, individuals engage in superficial communication and share basic information and engage in small talk. As the relationship progresses, they move into the exploratory effective exchange stage, where they begin to share more personal information and develop a greater sense of trust and intimacy. The effective exchange stage is characterized by a deep emotional sharing and a strong sense of connection between individuals. Finally, in the stable exchange stage, individuals have established a high level of intimacy and trust, and their communication patterns are characterized by open, honest, and supportive interactions. However, it's essential to recognize that SPT acknowledges the potential for relationships to fail over time. The theory proposes that as individuals become increasingly familiar with one another, they may encounter differences and conflicts that end up straining the relationship. SPT provides valuable insights into the process of which our relationships develop and the role of self disclosure and reciprocity in creating intimacy and trust between two individuals. By understanding the stages of relational development outlined by SPT, individuals can understand their relationship better and form deeper connections with others. Now that we have a thorough understanding of what SPT is, let's explore how this theory can be applied into the realm of celebrity relationships. While celebrity relationships may seem different from interpersonal relationships in our everyday lives, they are subject to many of the same dynamics outlined by SPT. A great example of this is the recent saga involving Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater. This offers a fascinating application to SPT. Both Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater both went through recently extremely publicized divorces. This heightened attention may impact their interpersonal interactions, potentially hindering genuine self disclosure and any sense of trust building. Also, the physical distance between them. Slater is in New York and Ariana Grande is in LA. This adds complexity to the relationship and potentially limits face to face communication, which is crucial for intimacy and development. Thus, their relationship underscores the challenges of forming a genuine connection amidst the pressures of fame and media attention. Celebrity relationships are characterized by a high level of public scrutiny and media attention. Every aspect of a celebrity's personal life, including their relationships, is often dissected and analyzed by the media and public. This intense scrutiny can impact the level of self disclosure and intimacy within celebrity relationships, as individuals may feel pressure to maintain a carefully curated public image. The concept of reciprocity is also relevant in the context of celebrity relationships. Celebrities often face complex power dynamics in their relationships, with disparities in fame, wealth, and social status influencing their interactions with one another. The expectation for reciprocity and self disclosure may be heightened in celebrity relationships. This is because individuals feel compelled to match the level of disclosure exhibited by their partner to avoid any sense of imbalance or perceived favoritism. SPT focuses on challenges faced by celebrity couples as they go about the various stages of relational development. In the orientation stage, celebrities may engage in superficial communication as they navigate the early stages of their relationship under the glare of the public eye. As the relationship progresses into deeper stages of self disclosure and intimacy, they may encounter increased pressure to maintain authenticity while also managing the demands of their public personas. SPT offers a framework for understanding the potential failure of celebrity relationships over time. As celebrities become increasingly familiar with one another, they may confront conflicts and differences that strain their relationship. These challenges are often amplified by the intense scrutiny of the media and the public eye. This leads to heightened tension and conflict within the relationship. All in all, SPT focuses on the dynamics of celebrity relationships and the role of self disclosure, reciprocity, and the relational development in shaping these high profile partnerships. By applying the principles of the theory to the context of celebrity relationships, we can gain a deeper understanding of the challenges faced by these individuals in the public eye and the impact of media scrutiny in their personal lives.
Thank you, Bobby, for kicking us off. My name is Cassidy, and again, welcome to our podcast where we cover social penetration theory. So, we have gotten our introduction to what the theory is, how we can see it within ourselves, romantic relationships around us, and now I'm here to talk about pop culture and one couple the internet can't get enough of, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce is a Chiefs tight end, and Taylor Swift is an international pop star who I'm sure we all know of and are very familiar with. Just because we've learned about them a lot and we've seen it so much in the media does not mean that we always understand how a couple may act around one another and what the relationship really means to the two of them. Thankfully, this is a couple that has chosen a lot of forms of PDA and ways to express their love for one another. But again, understanding the sequential stages of development for their relationship, possibly what's going on and how they may move forward, is important in recognizing the progression of their relationship and understanding their people too. So, to begin, we have the orientation and the exploratory affective stages of social penetration theory. The orientation stage is going to be our first stage, and that refers to just like any old orientation that you would think. Slowly getting to know someone, opening up a little bit, but definitely withholding information that you would not tell someone the first time you met them or were getting pretty close to. What's interesting about this is the way that Travis Kelce chose to make his move or shoot his shot with Taylor Swift was actually on a podcast, which is pretty interesting, one not too similar to ours, but one that he has with his brother called New Heights, where they talk about football, things going on. His brother is Jason Kelce, who plays for the Eagles. And he said that he wanted to meet Taylor. He wanted to give her a friendship bracelet. And that was quite the way to get her attention, and it did. So moving on to the exploratory affective stages of social penetration theory, we can obviously assume that the two met, had a great time together, and they are now in a committed relationship with one another. and exploring that different stage is becoming more relaxed, more comfortable with that person. He began to attend some of her shows. She started attending the Chiefs football games, which caused an uproar from many fans on both sides. And that was the beginning of those stages. So, to highlight these two specifically, that's where we can kind of delve into media exposure and privacy. Because, again, if someone's going through the orientation stage and the exploratory affective stage, they're still getting to know the person. And that can be a very intimidating process. So, when you have so much media and so much paparazzi coverage on yourself, many boundaries can be broken with lots of invasions of privacy. And that is a total violation, which can be very hard for anyone involved. So, moving forward, before we get into the last two stages of that kind of sequential stage of development, we have something known as peeling the onion, which is a great theory that you can, a great reference that you can look at when discussing social penetration theory. Bobby mentioned this a little bit earlier, so I'm here to delve into it a little bit more. So, breadth is when you're referring to a wide array of topics. And again, this is when you're getting to know someone and even leading into that romantic relationship. So, breadth, I could tell someone what school I go to, how old I am, what my favorite color is. But there might be a very sentimental or specific reason as to why my favorite color may be what it is. Maybe it's the favorite color of a lost loved one or something along those lines. And if I chose to share that with someone, that would be delving a little bit into more depth. And as you peel away the layers to the onion, it gets more and more superficial, intimate, personal, and core when you begin to really, really understand someone and appreciate them. So that's always a good reference to look at and just something simple that people out there can think of. So the last stages of the two's relationship, which we can talk about today, is effective and stable exchange states. So the effective stage is definitely when barriers are getting broken and lots is going on. Again, it's very interesting with celebrities because we see it very quickly. It seems very timely and like it is happening overnight, but that's just when they choose to show themselves publicly and when the media is going to track them down, follow them around, all the tabloids. And the two become much more comfortable with one another. So this is definitely where the transition of friendship turns into a romantic relationship where intimacy is introduced. So something that was pretty interesting, which you can kind of see with that, is Travis Kelce did attend many of Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour shows, which is her hit concert that's been going on for the last year. And one thing that she chose to sing was she changed the lyrics to one of her songs to Karma is the Guy on the Chiefs. It might not seem like a big deal, and it's not to most people, but when you're in a committed relationship like that, of course you can be seen together and people can speculate, but having such an obvious public statement that you are in a relationship with this other world famous celebrity was quite the statement that most people weren't expecting as a fan of hers. And the two of them have been lovebirds since, and they've definitely expressed a lot of PDA, which you can see is them becoming much more stable with each other. This is when you're visibly comfortable with one another, you're relaxed in each other's presence, and especially can even start communicating non-verbally. And you begin to truly recognize who that person is and how they work alongside you as your partner. So self-disclosure and reciprocity come into this as well, because reciprocity, back and forth, what one should give to the other. And once you can truly say that you understand that other person as well as you believe that they understand you, you've reached that point.
Hi, Umayma here speaking about our second example for a celebrity relationship in regards to social penetration theory. I will be speaking about Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's relationship and, of course, their subsequent divorce, and kind of talk about how that's kind of viewed through the lens of social penetration theory. Now, there are a couple key facts to just kind of get out of the way. They started dating in 2011. Their relationship lasted for 10 years, during which they got married, which then ended in a divorce in 2021, which they had 4 children prior to the divorce in regards to the relationship. And of course, while it's not official in regards to why their relationship ended, there is some speculation that it is in regards to Kanye West's refusal to seek proper treatment for some of his mental health issues that had been putting a strain on their relationship that was, already strained due to the constant public eye that is constantly watching over them. Now, obviously, as celebrities, their lives were subject to constant scrutiny and attention from the media, which then influenced the dynamics of their own relationship. Now, in social penetration theory, it's kind of said that relationships progress from those more superficial levels to a deeper, more intimate level through things like self-disclosure. Now, while Kim and Kanye would obviously share aspects of their personal lives with the public, there were, limits. So while Kim and Kanye obviously would have to have shared both aspects of their personal lives to the public and amongst each other due to the fact that they were in a relationship, it may have been more selective, even if it was amongst themselves, due to the pressures of fame and how public they both were as people. So even though they were obviously in a relationship and married, and they may have had those moments of self-disclosure, the demands of their celebrity status may have made it so that they weren't able to truly establish that type of intimate connection without constantly thinking about their public appearances. Now, another thing that may have kind of gotten into their way to establish that type of connection and go deeper is kind of that unbalanced, yeah, I would say the unbalanced, or I guess you'd say that asymmetrical nature of their celebrity status and careers. So in that regards, the fact that Kanye was known as being more outspoken and unconventional in regards to his celebrity career compared to Kim may have led to conflicts within the relationship. Well, I say may, but in the end it was one of the things that did lead to their divorce, due to the fact that Kanye had wanted different things from Kim that Kim herself stated she felt she wouldn't be able to do with him. So that in itself, kind of, I guess, saying may doesn't make sense. It did lead to conflicts within the relationship, which then led to the divorce. Now, one of the things that is important is in social penetration theory, it kind of talks about the importance of that type of reciprocity in communication and that mutual exchange between individuals. Now, even though they may have attempted to, as seen by how long their marriage lasted for, their relationship and marriage, that kind of difference in what they wanted, especially with it kind of being worsened by being in the public eye, probably influenced both Kim and Kanye in regards to their actions in the relationship, which then further complicated how they communicated. Now, this I already kind of touched upon, but in regards to their divorce, one of the things that probably kind of made the challenges that they faced even harder is the fact that their relationship was so public. Now, one of the things that I guess could be suggested is that, sorry about the cut, but basically what I was saying was that in regards to social penetration theory, there's kind of that whole maintaining privacy and also managing their public perceptions on top of that within the relationship, which would make it really challenging for them as a celebrity couple that is kind of high profile. Now, chances are, being kind of under that constant watchful eye from the public and the media had added additional strain to their relationship, which, said earlier, would make it difficult to also navigate other issues that they had in regards to disagreements on how to live their lives. even more difficult. Now, upon divorcing, they did try to have a more casual co-parenting relationship. However, it should be noted that there was the occasional conflict even outside of the marriage due to, I guess you could say, Kanye constantly posting on social media as a public figure about the family in question, his family with Kim, that is, and their 4 children, which of course was always kind of treated as a bit of a spectacle. Now, of course, it should be important to note that a lot of what is, I guess you could say, said about their relationship and the Now, it is important to say that a lot about their relationship and eventually their divorce is based off of, to some degree, speculation. However, the speculation is, of course, based off of kind of what's been kind of let through the cracks and what they've posted on social media and what they themselves have said through interviews, even though none of them have fully outright said every single thing that I just said. It's pieced together. And of course, another thing that is important to note is upon their divorce, one that was initiated by Kim Kardashian, well, I guess not upon, but throughout it, Kanye West himself did repeatedly attempt to continue the relationship and get back together with Kim Kardashian. That in itself would be in relation to, hold on, now, ever since their relationship has ended, there has been obviously changes from then. Both of them are now in different relationships at the it should be noted that both of them have, I would say, reached the resurrection stage of this all, in the sense that both of them have, due to the fact that both of them have, since the divorce, gotten into different relationships, with Kanye West currently remarried and Kim Kardashian having been in a couple casual relationships since then.